When I'm designing the motivation, I ask myself, why does the protagonist want the objective so badly? Now, so far, the Mad Lib has been pretty simple. Sure, you've got to pick your protagonist and your objective carefully. They're a symbiotic duo, they need to work well together. But they're short answers. Luke Skywalker wants to blow up the Death Star. You don't have to write much when you're answering those first two prompts. But when you're ready to design the motivation, you're going to write too much, because this story is going to explode into your mind. Suddenly, you can start brainstorming new characters and settings and themes. You can probably start writing backstory scenes at this point, because when you're designing the motivation, what you're doing is you're thinking about the character's life before the story began and after the story ends. So for example, before the story began, what led the protagonist to wanting this specific objective? And why are they uniquely vulnerable to the antagonism? And after the story ends, well, it kind of depends on how it goes. Does the protagonist achieve their objective? If they succeed, what will they gain? If they fail, what consequences will they face? What are the best and worst case scenarios? And what are the most interesting scenarios in between them? How will their life change depending on how the ending of this story goes? When I answer these prompts, I feel like I'm bonding with the protagonist, sharing their formative experiences. And eventually, I know them so well that I can start imagining the boring parts of their life. I can start imagining their everyday routine. For example, what is this character's comfort zone? Where do they normally spend their time? What's their routine? Which other characters do they regularly interact with? What's their relationship like? How do they behave together? What's the best part of their day? What's the worst part of their day? And what are the other most interesting parts of their day? All of a sudden, my story is sprouting new characters and settings and themes, and we haven't even finished the Mad Lib yet.